Hello, I'm Larry. You may know me as the Chief Mouser of Downing Street. I've lived behind that famous black door for more than 15 years. I've seen prime ministers come and go. I've had my share of adventures and a few unexpected visitors. These days, life is a little quieter. But sometimes, sitting here by the fire, I remember. And tonight, I'd like to tell you about one of those memories. It involved a fox.
It was just another quiet evening in London. Government offices had emptied. The gates of Downing Street were closed. Security officers watched the street through cameras. Everything looked completely normal. Until a fox appeared. Not a dog, not another government cat. A wild London fox. At first, it wandered slowly through the famous street, sniffing flower beds and bushes. It had no idea. It had entered someone else's territory.
Seeing a fox in London isn't unusual. In fact, experts believe tens of thousands of foxes live across the capital. They've adapted perfectly to city life. They roam parks, residential streets, even areas around Parliament and Buckingham Palace. But number 10 Downing Street is different. It's one of the most protected streets in Britain. Security cameras watch every corner. Police officers guard the gates 24 hours a day. Very few unexpected visitors ever make it inside. That night, one did.
Larry had already been living at number 10 for more than 11 years. He arrived in February 2011 after being adopted from Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. Since then, prime ministers came and went. David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, and now Liz Truss. Governments changed, cabinets changed, but Larry stayed. Over the years, he became far more than just a mouse hunter. Tourists came hoping to photograph him. Journalists reported on his daily activities. Sometimes, he received more attention than politicians themselves. And although his official job was catching mice, everyone knew Larry treated the whole of Downing Street as his kingdom.
Security cameras captured what happened next. Larry noticed the fox. Slowly, he moved closer. The fox stopped. For a few seconds, neither animal moved. The fox watched Larry. Larry watched the fox. One was a wild predator that had learned to survive in London streets. The other was Britain's most famous government cat. Nobody knows what either animal was thinking. But then, the fox stepped forward. That was enough. Larry charged, without hesitation, without fear. The fox immediately turned and ran. Larry chased it across the street, past the flower beds, and toward the exit. Only after the fox had completely left the area did Larry finally stop. Mission accomplished.
The footage quickly spread across British newspapers and television. People loved it. Many joked that Larry had personally defended the Prime Minister's residence. Others pointed out something amusing. The fox was much larger than Larry, yet Larry never hesitated. Social media exploded with comments. People called him brave, fearless, the real guardian of Downing Street. Some even joked that Larry deserved another promotion. To many people, Larry isn't simply a government cat. He's become part of modern British history. He has welcomed presidents, prime ministers, members of the royal family, and countless journalists. He survived political scandals, Brexit, multiple elections, and 6 different prime ministers. And somehow, through it all, Larry remained exactly the same. calm, confident, always watching, always patrolling. The fox never returned to challenge number 10 again. Larry quietly went back to his usual routine, patrolling the famous black door, posing for tourists, and reminding everyone who really rules Downing Street. Because governments may change, prime ministers may come and go, but one resident always seems to stay. Larry, Britain's most famous cat. If you enjoyed this story, there are many more incredible adventures from Larry's life, including the famous rivalry between Larry and another government cat named Palmerston.